One regular day at her high school, Raquel hides her work from her professor. Despite signing up for the writing workshop, she finds it hard to share her work with others. She spends most time obsessing over her neighbors, the Hidalgos, who own one of the most influential companies in Spain, the Alpha 3. Among the three Hidalgo brothers, Raquel obsesses over Aries the most, and her computer is filled with tons of pictures and information about him. Girl a stalker. When her internet stops working, she learns that Apollo, the youngest Hidalgo, connects to her internet using the password that Aries says he got from her. Bro's rich and still using the neighbor's Wi-Fi? That night, she confronts Aries when she catches him using her internet connection again without her permission. Instead of apologizing, Aries calls her a witch. The next day at school, Raquel doesn't have time to spend with her best friends, Daniela and Yoshi, because after class, she spies on Aries during his football training. This creepy-ass behavior for real. It's raining, and it's almost dark. What in the thirst trap is this? However, Raquel continues to follow Aries until she loses him. When he shows himself, he reveals that he's aware of Raquel's obsession with him. He writes Raquel's Wi-Fi password on her arm, which reads Aries Greek God. He admits to hacking Raquel's computer just to know her Wi-Fi password. So Raquel confesses that she likes him, but says she followed him because she didn't want to go home alone. So Aries agrees to let her come on the condition that he can kiss her anytime he wants to. This sounds like it was written on Wattpad. Annoyed that Aries is playing with her, or aroused, who knows? Raquel unplugs the router. So later that night, she wakes up to Aries trying to plug the router back. Pretty sure you want to get plugged, Raquel. She threatens to report him, but Aries is confident that Raquel won't do it because she's been stalking him for some time now. She picks up the manuscript that Raquel's father wrote, but Raquel doesn't want to talk about it. Aries teases Raquel for a bit, but when she opens her eyes, he's already jumped out of the window. That night, Yoshi steals the keys to the swimming pool complex. He visits Raquel at work the next day to ask her to spend some time with him. Suddenly, Aries approaches the food stand, and Raquel introduces Yoshi as her best friend. Bro got friend-zoned. Yoshi doesn't hide the fact that he likes Raquel, even though no one takes it seriously. To be fair, he kinda zesty looking. Aries mentions his older brother Artemis opening a new club. Then he invites Raquel to come, and she can bring a +1 if she wants to. Raquel takes Daniela as her +1 at Artemis' party. She quickly looks for Aries and finds him entering the VIP room. The staff prevents her from entering, but when Artemis sees her, he lets her in but tells the staff not to let Apollo in. Aries is alone in the back alley outside the club when Raquel finds him. They bicker for a while before Raquel sits on his lap and starts kissing his neck. Aries quickly gives in, but Raquel doesn't let him kiss her. Back inside the club, Apollo is frustrated because no one lets him drink any liquor. But when Raquel sees him, she lets him drink what he wants. Unfortunately, Apollo gets drunk, so Daniela and Raquel have to take him home themselves. Apollo even intentionally drops Raquel's phone on their way home. When Aries comes over to check on his brother, Raquel admits she gave him some alcohol at the club. It's already morning, so Aries decides they will stay in Raquel's room until his father leaves for work. He takes off his clothes and comforts his brother before telling Raquel to lie down beside him. Two half-naked brothers in her bed. This is one hell of a fantasy. Aries doesn't stay still, and even with one hand holding Apollo, his other hand finds its way under Raquel's skirt. Trying to get it on with your bro next to you is wild. The next day, Raquel brags about it to Daniela, and Daniela can't be more excited. However, Yoshi doesn't really like Aries with his egghead. When they return home from school, Raquel finds a new phone that was left in her room. She goes to the Hidalgos, where she meets Claudia, the Hidalgo's personal assistant. Aries is still video calling a woman when Raquel walks in the room. She tries returning the phone, but Aries refuses to take it back. Girl is stupid, should have just taken it. Then the argument must have gotten to them because they start kissing and fooling around, which eventually ends on the bed. Aries sure didn't take the phone back, but he took Raquel's V-card. Yoshi covers up for Raquel as he waits for her, not knowing she's naked with Aries. After fooling around, Aries gives the cold shoulder to Raquel and acts like nothing happened. Alexa, play Adele Cold Shoulder.
You say it's all in my head.
So Raquel gets dressed, leaves the phone, and goes back home. She's so disappointed that she can't find the words to put in her novel. When she mentions it to Daniela, she assures her that it did happen and not just a dream. Aries then sends Raquel a photo that shows him wearing her necklace. This boy rich always stealing, so Raquel heads to the Hidalgos after class, where she finds their friends playing Never Have I Ever by the pool. The game slowly reveals that the two have something going on, even though they try to hide it. Raquel also unintentionally catches Artemis kissing Claudia before Aries drags her into the water. Raquel notices that the water doesn't have chlorine, so Aries reveals that his allergy to chlorine is real. They head upstairs so Raquel can get her necklace back, but Aries also grabs the opportunity to get her naked and take her to bed. Is it getting hot in here, or is it just me? By morning, Aries leaves Raquel on the bed, and Artemis sends Claudia to his room to tell Raquel that Aries went out. Aries wants to run after Raquel, but he can't get himself to do it. Yoshi keeps Raquel company after she gets hurt by Aries again. Then they crash Daniela's party to forget their problems. Apollo is there, but Daniela denies that they're dating. Unfortunately, Aries is also there, flirting with someone. While Daniela and Apollo are making out, Yoshi and Raquel are dancing their hearts out. Everyone in this movie be freaky. The fun stops when Raquel sees Aries kissing someone. So to comfort his friend, Yoshi takes Raquel and Daniela to the pool, where they can get some time away from the crowd. Meanwhile, Aries leaves his date behind and returns home alone. He hacks Raquel's computer and finds out she's changed her password to a-hole. He messages her, saying he hates her because she makes him feel things. Then he hears Raquel outside and finds her sitting on the side of the road, really drunk. He takes her home and tells her the story of why he's afraid of love. Love or lust? Raquel is already half asleep, but Aries talks about catching his mother in bed with another man when he was a kid. He told Artemis about it, and Aries learned that his father was also cheating. Then his father told him that love makes people weak. Damn, everyone's just doing open relationships nowadays. And now, holding Raquel's hand, Aries thinks he's finally fallen in love. The next day, the messages are already deleted. Aries has an important conversation with his brother and father about his grades. His father, Juan, reminds him that he'll be sent to Stanford because someday he'll be part of the Alpha 3 company. Juan tells him to sleep with as many women as possible, but to forget Raquel. Teaching your kids to play Making Babies Simulator is crazy. The next time Aries sees Raquel, he calls her witch just to get her attention. Then later, he apologizes to her for always acting coldly towards her. Raquel doesn't want to believe him anymore, but agrees to give him another chance to make things right. She's literally every girl. Raquel realizes that Yoshi is acting differently. He warns her that Aries is only using her. Then Yoshi admits he's always liked Raquel, and he won't be there when Aries hurts her again. On Saturday, Raquel is dressed as a witch for the party, and Aries picks her up dressed like a Greek god. To her surprise, they take a different route and end up in one of the Hidalgo's buildings. Aries takes her to the helipad, where a date setup is waiting for them. She asks Aries to accompany her to prom, and his answer is to go down on her, and really go down on her any chance he can. These two young adults don't hold back and do it anywhere and anytime. One day, Juan shows Aries the video footage of the helipad. He's worried that their new investor will see the video, and their image will be tainted because of Aries ate her taint. But Aries shrugs it off like it's nothing. Then he tells his father that he's not going to the US to study. To prove he can take care of himself, Aries tells Raquel he will stay with her and go to a medical school using his own money. So you could have paid for Wi-Fi? So he starts working in the fast food restaurant with Raquel, even though it's hard for him. After sleeping with Claudia, Artemis finds Aries' uniform from the restaurant. He checks the place to see for himself and confirms that Aries works there. One night, Aries takes Raquel to a company party to formally introduce her. They haven't been there long when Raquel sees that her mother is one of the servers. She tries to leave and bumps into another waiter, causing her to fall for everyone to see. Aries runs after her, but Raquel slaps him and accuses him of humiliating her on purpose. When she asks Aries if he loves her, he can't give her an answer. Artemis advises Aries not to bring Raquel to the parties just to show how much of a rebel he is. But Aries thinks his brother is the same because he's in love with Claudia. When her mother brings home leftover food from the party, Raquel avoids talking to her. Yoshi is also avoiding her and Daniela, except Daniela has Apollo still trying to win her. When Aries and Raquel see each other at work, they apologize for what they did. Aries wants to win her back, but Raquel is acting so cold towards him. How the turns have tabled. So Aries says he's quitting his job for real. When Raquel finally gets the chance to talk to her mother, she apologizes for how she acted. She thinks Aries played her. Her mother tells her that her father didn't publish his manuscript because he thought he wasn't good enough. Then she tells Raquel that if she wants Aries, she should stop all the drama and tell him how she feels. Mother trying to get that inheritance money. Raquel realizes something after talking to her mother, so she heads over to the Hidalgos to see Aries. However, Artemis prevents her from getting inside and interrupting their family dinner. Aries hears Raquel calling him, and he even receives a message from her saying she'll wait for him at the prom, but his father doesn't let him go. Raquel attends the prom alone and doesn't dance with anybody as she waits for Aries. Meanwhile, Daniela officially introduces Apollo as her boyfriend. Lil Bro finally caught a break. The party has already started by the time Aries arrives, and he sees Yoshi before he can even find Raquel. Yoshi confronts Aries and says he will never be good enough for Raquel. He knows that Aries has been with different women, but he never took anyone seriously. Aries apologizes and confesses that he's in love with Raquel and can't live without her. He asks Yoshi to punch him so they can start over with a clean slate. Unfortunately, when Yoshi does, they look like some goofy Muppets. Oh, and Aries falls to the empty pool, and Yoshi even accidentally knocks over a gallon of chlorine. Aries slips and falls into the water, and because he's allergic to chlorine, he finds it difficult to breathe. Meanwhile, Yoshi runs to Raquel to tell her what happened with him and Aries. Raquel rushes to the pool and finds Aries already unconscious. They rush Aries to the hospital, and Juan refuses to listen to Raquel's mother when she talks about how much the two love each other. Dr. Sarah says that Aries suffered from anaphylactic shock. So as Raquel writes her novel, she stays with Aries until he wakes up. Then she musters her courage to tell Juan that Aries wants to go to a medical school. When Aries wakes up, he tells Raquel he loves her. The Hidalgos changed after the incident, and they finally let Aries study medicine. Unfortunately, it's in Stockholm, so Aries will be away from his loved ones. Then Aries admits that he broke his Wi-Fi connection on purpose so he could talk to Raquel. He delulued his way into Raquel's heart. Raquel is heartbroken when he finally leaves, but she left him a gift in his pocket. She also aced her writing workshop because she finally finished her novel. It's no big deal that Aries is away because nothing will stop these two from getting the fire out when needed. What did you guys think of this one? There's a sequel. Should we cover it?
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.